The Houston Rockets have won the NBA draft, and with the 20th pick of the NBA draft, they select Cam Whitmore, and they got an absolute steal at 20. He's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, and the Rockets arguably get two of the top five prospects, top 10 prospects, whatever you want to call it. But the Rockets absolutely won. And some backstory: the Rockets were super impressed with Cam Whitmore's workout, and I personally wasn't sure if they stayed put at 20. But with Whitmore falling due to medical reports and his injury history with his thumb and his leg, the Rockets are already calling teams at pick 17 to move up for Cam, and it's absolutely crazy. He's one of the youngest players in the NBA draft at 18 years old. So we're just adding some more youth. But Jacob, what is your instant reaction to Cam Whitmore being drafted to the Rockets? I know you had him really highly ranked on your big board.
I mean, I don't know if I could ask for a better draft day than this. Honestly, I don't think I could. So yeah, in my draft, if you want to put into this perspective, he was my highest rated out of the top forwards. I had him rated over Miller. I had him rated over Sarah Thompson, who's not really a forward. He's more of a wing. He was my favorite of the non-guards outside of Wemby, obviously, because my board went Victor, then it was Scoot Amen, who obviously the Rockets got, and then Whitmore was number 4. So the Rockets got 2 top 4 prospects for me. And I would have been okay if they took Whitmore at 4. I think he's a great skill set, and I think he's a good defender. He can shoot a little bit. He's super athletic. Like, just does everything you want in a player. He is insanely special, and what is a very good draft class, in my opinion. He is my top 4 player for me. It's unbelievable to me that he fell all the way to 20. And there are medical concerns with him. Like, I get it. And I get you don't want medical concerns. But at the end of the day, he's at 20. He is at 20. And you have to take it. He's the best player on the board. I like Bryce Sensabaugh, who's still somehow on the board. I'm watching the draft still. He's still somehow on the board. Whitmore, my first reaction was just like, I went insane. I almost lost my voice because of it. I mean, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. He was easily a top-tier prospect for me. I don't think the Rockets definitely did not expect this to happen. I mean, they almost took Whitmore at 4, and he was in consideration for them at number 4, and they got him at 20. That's insane. I don't know if there's much else you can say except for, like, wow, it's just incredible. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better in this draft, in my opinion. Obviously, like, yeah, you want Wemby and Scoot. Like, that's who you want. But realistically, there's no better situation than this, because there was, for almost every team, there was a clear top 3, and they got the guy who I thought was 3, but most teams thought were 4. And then they got a top 4 prospect at pick 20. The medical concerns, they're annoying, but they're going to go away more than likely. And even if they don't, like, this is amazing value for the player that he is. And I can ramble on for half long about this, because this is unbelievable to me.
I mean, I could have sworn that Cam Whitmore would be drafted by Detroit. I mean, I thought I saw some reports that Detroit liked him a lot. And when he was falling, I'm like, it seems too good to be true for the Rockets to just have Whitmore fall into their laps like that. And the fact that they did not have to give up any assets to go up and get him, I could have thought, like, maybe they trade up to 10, maybe they trade up earlier. They did try to trade up, but they didn't have to. And that's just the craziest part. And so it's just insane how, like, on one hand, Houston sports is up, man, with the Texans getting CJ Stroud and Will Anderson, and the Rockets getting Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore. It's gonna be crazy in Houston, and I mean, I'm super stoked for Cam, and we basically essentially traded Eric Gordon for Cam Whitmore essentially, and I think that's a good trade in our book.
Absolutely.
How do you envision Whitmore's fit with the Rockets? I know there's so many young players and a couple of forwards. How do you envision his fit?
More than likely, he's going to play the 3. He's going to play small forward. So my guess is him and Tari play small forward, or they play those small forward minutes, unless they sign Dylan Brooks, which has been out there a ton. Then probably Whitmore and Dylan Brooks play those minutes, and then Tari is like the backup 4, 6 man. He plays all the wing spots, which is possible. My guess is Tari is their starting small forward this year. Whitmore is not raw, but he's 18 years old. He's very young. One of the youngest players in the draft. So my guess is Tari is starting there, but long term, I think Whitmore is maybe the better player. because I think although he doesn't have a high feel for the game either, like Tari does some really dumb things when you watch him play. Like he takes some dumb shots, but he works his ass off, and he's going to be a very good player. It's just, I think Whitmore is overall a very good. They're both great defenders, and they're both very athletic. I think Whitmore is more athletic, but Tari's athletic too, and I think they can both hit shots. I mean, they're going to be great forward combination. Obviously Jabari, but he's not going to really affect Jabari because Jabari's probably going to play all the 4 minutes and he'll play a little bit of the 5 minutes. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better draft and a better fit because they needed some forwards, and they got their point guard of the future. They got one of their forwards of the future, and at the end of the day, this is a forward league, in my opinion. Most of the time when you look, I know a Sutter won it this year, but KD and LeBron and Tatum and Giannis and all these guys, they're all forwards. At the end of the day, it's what really wins a lot of the time. And you need obviously other pieces, and you got a really athletic backcourt. This team overall is going to be insanely athletic. That's the one thing that they're going to be super athletic, and they already were. But with Ime and stuff too, I think it's going to be shown off more. It just insanely athletic team, and they're going to be running up and down the court. It's going to be wild to watch. It's going to be super fun, and I'm so excited for this Rocket season.
Yeah, I've been reading up some on Cam, and like I've been seeing like he doesn't really need much space to like go up and like dunk it, or his 40% catch and shoot from the three is really intriguing for me. Obviously we need shooting badly, but I think Cam Whitmore, he's like you said, is a little bit raw, but I think with Ime's guidance, I think he can actually mold him to something really special for us. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about the Rockets draft? And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank you all for watching. Peace.